Buongiorno, principessa.
I'm over here. Hello, welcome back. Today we are making lasagna, but we're going to do a high protein, I guess you would say keto friendly lasagna using zucchini, and we're going to make it with zoodles. And then we're also going to make a regular lasagna. I use the oven ready Barilla lasagna noodles. Many people use these, and we have in the past too. So we have all our ingredients here. We have mozzarella, I use cream cheese, and we have cottage cheese, and we have ricotta. We have the zucchini here for the zoodles that we're going to make. We have our ground beef and our Prego sauce because I don't make my sauce from scratch. However, I do make my own meat sauce. And when I make my meat sauce, I use onions, and typically I use cauliflower rice in that as well. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to spiral cut the zucchini. What we have is this. Oh, okay. It's a mandolin and spiral cutter. So we're going to use this to spiral cut all our zucchini, and then I'm going to show you how you cook them first before you go to use them. So my girlfriend Denise, she has a spiraler that is way easier than this.
Yeah.
And
I thought we had a good one. This one's like
this is the one we had. No, that was hers.
I thought that was ours. Denise, where are you when we need you? The red one?
What? All right, so take that. I just put that right there. We'll cut it up. We'll cut it up and put it. Okay. We'll cut it up here. Just go with the next one. For our meat sauce, I'm going to saute diced onion. And you know, I always season my meat. Salt, pepper, garlic with the onions. So I usually put in a bag of cauliflower rice, and I let it saute when I'm doing the onions and the garlic and all of that. So I use olive oil, all that, and it adds vegetables. And when my kids really, really love it, you can't tell there's cauliflower in the meat sauce. It makes it super savory and yummy. So I'm gonna show you how I make it. We're gonna get the hot plate out, and then I'll show you how I put it together. You're mad at your children. You're like, I don't make meat sauce.
I'm not with children, but still.
Where's the
That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's.
Leave the gun.
I have
Take
a
the
pencil. I have a mini pencil.
Ready? No.
No, like the gun.
Oh, it looks like a gun to you.
Not really, but leave the gun.
Whatever. Everything's like
reference.
It's a reference to one of his movies.
The gun. Technical knowledge.
So someone might say to me, that's a lot of onion that you're leaving there. What we do though with our leftover stuff, we compost. So that's why I don't have tremendous amount of guilt when I throw away what feels like a lot of onion, because onions are not super expensive and we use them a lot. So.
You have to answer for Santino, Carl.
You got it all wrong, Mikey. You got it all wrong.
All right, so this is this. Here is our massive frying pan. We need olive oil, dark olive oil.
I got it.
Frying pans. I know, right?
As they cover us.
Frying pans, right? How's it go?
It's am I right, Dad? Get it
Frying
right.
pans. Am I right?
I'm going to use extra virgin olive oil at first. I want to saute the onions and I want to saute the cauliflower, so I'm going to need a nice fat base for that. And you're gonna ask me what my measurements are. I don't make measurements. Remember that. Very, very seldom do I do that. Well, we have another one.
Smells like olive oil now.
I've mixed the cauliflower rice, you can add as much or as little as you want. So this is what it looks like when it's just the cauliflower rice, the garlic, and the onions, and they've sauteed together. I'm gonna transfer to the stove. We're gonna do the meat and together with the cauliflower rice and the onions. I brown the meat with the onions, the garlic, and the cauliflower, so it all ends up together. The cauliflower takes on a really, really savory flavor of the meat and the onions and the garlic and all of that. So it's in there, but you can't really see it. And again, you can add as much as you want. So this is when I add my sauce, and then the meat sauce is done, but I do like to let it cook and saute together. We put the zoodles on sheets, like cookie sheets like this. We're gonna put them in the oven in about 350 or 400, or you can even broil them, and you're wanting them to just basically like cook a little bit. I will turn them and they'll cook a little bit more, and then that's really it, so that they can go in as layers in your lasagna. So we're gonna do that now. I'm about to make the cheese mixture. We do cottage cheese, ricotta, mozzarella, and cream cheese. I don't mix the cream cheese and the mozzarella. Mozzarella. And because we're doing 2 lasagnas, I have an extra big thing of cottage cheese and I have 2 things of ricotta.
Ricotta.
Right. So we're going to mix those together and get everything ready for us to eventually do the layering.
You done?
How do you do cream cheese? Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Come on. Do it.
You do formaggio di leche.
Right. Okay.
Cheese of the cream.
Cheese of the cream.
Cheese of the milk.
This is like heaven for me.
I gotta say this. My wife's lasagna, this mix with the cream cheese and the cottage cheese and the whole bit. I don't care. You think it sounds weird? Don't go. What? Cottage cheese, cream cheese? That's weird. You gotta listen to me. It's delicious.
If I thought if I would have put
Trust me. We'd come home every Sunday, and the sauce would be on the stove, and
Daddy,
it would be
one more
meatballs all day. Meatballs just simmering, filling the air. Oh, I have to test the meatballs. So the smell, the aroma is about to fill our house.
The reality is that it was my sister-in-law Monica that showed me the cream cheese.
Well,
So
thank you,
I have
Monica.
to give her that
She also
credit.
makes good.
I also have to tell you
I've had lasagna.
that when we're done making this lasagna, that this will be the first time in my nearly 45 years that I have been in the process of making lasagna from beginning to end.
That's true.
I've never participated in
No,
anything
you're usually
other than,
eating it going, what is this?
Hey,
And then I
this is
tell you.
good. So,
If you've never made lasagna before and you're thinking,
I've never made lasagna.
Me neither.
okay. What I do to start is I will coat the bottom of the pan with usually the top layer of meat, because that's like a lot of the fat raises to the top. So I use it at the bottom as like a base,
And why is that?
because I don't want it to stick and I don't want the fat in between the layers necessarily.
Brilliant.
Noodles.
Brilliant.
So I've got 1 layer on the bottom. So I will take now, I'll take noodles, and we're just gonna go through and layer these down and just cover the
Play
bottom.
Tetris. Here.
No, I don't, this is fine. What we do
I'm
is,
sorry that you can't see it. It would have really helped.
okay, see? You see?
See.
Okay. Did I do it? Are you happy?
Very well.
Live for you to be
Look-
happy.
Yeah. I know. Look, I don't cook. So if I'm on the other side, like I want to make lasagna, I'm gonna watch how you do this, and you're like, I'm laying it down there. I'd be like, what does it look like? Because I don't know.
So this is what it looks like for all of you who are like Cosmo. Okay. So then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the first layer. You're gonna take this and you'll put it around. Think of it as icing, okay? I'm just splatting it on like you would on
She's putting various dollops throughout.
various dollars. Thank you, Cosmo.
I'm like a radio play-by-play guy in case you can't see.
You know what that's from? All those years where you didn't want to hear your mom telling you how she cooked things, and then she proceeded to continue to be like, okay, mom, yeah, I don't know what I know, mom. She'd be like, well, no, what I did was, and she'd just tell you, see, it is a true gift. Now it comes in handy. Thank you, mom. See?
I don't understand.
Okay, I'll show
I'd say,
every-
Ma, this is delicious. I don't even know the recipe, but it's delicious. She'd say, you know, all I did was, I'm like, it's okay, you don't have to tell me. And she'd continue, and I'm like, Mom, like it's not landing. There's nowhere for it to land. I'm not.
But
like,
it was.
You're like, wah, wah, wah,
It
wah.
was
That's what it
landing.
sounded like. I'd be like, I'm gonna start talking to you, Mom. Do you know? I'm gonna start talking about Mark McGuire and Barry Bonds. I'm gonna talk about baseball, and you're gonna not know what I'm talking about.
And she'd laugh and she'd think you were cute and then continue to tell you how she cooked it. See?
Till she was done.
Yep. Came in
That's
very
what we do,
handy.
Mom. We keep talking till we're done.
Yes.
Yeah.
No matter what anybody
No matter,
else needs.
don't get in my way. I'm gonna finish this story.
Yeah, you do the same thing all
Again
the time.
and again.
Have I told you
Again.
this story 15 times? Well, listen
More than
for
that.
a 16th
More than
time.
that.
It's
Okay.
good. You should hear it
Okay.
again. It's like Karate Kid. Watch it again and again and again and again.
Also,
Are you
okay,
done?
let's
Because I don't
move
want to get
on.
in your way. So I've done like icing at the bottom. And so then what we do, we're going to take a handful of the mozzarella. I'm just going to cover the top. It doesn't have to be thickly done. Just dig towards like an even layer across the top. Just dig. Just dig. And then what I do is I take, and per place where I would think there's gonna be a bite, I will go across, let's see, I did 4 down, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 across. And I will dollop that all through this one layer, and however big you want those dollops to be, they can be. So this is what it looks like when it's
You're
done.
gonna hold it up long enough to.
So now we do sauce again.
The great thing about this sauce is because with all of the cauliflower mixed in there, and you really don't notice it, is that you can sneak veggies in to your children in lasagna. My kids, they just found out.
Yeah, they were like,
They just now. I'm gonna finish this story.
I know.
Plowing through.
I know.
They just discovered that we've been feeding them cauliflower in their lasagna.
We
No idea.
I like cauliflower
Okay.
since one was cooking a week. I like.
That is true.
Did
I'm
I
so
say
proud
that?
of you.
I was in
He
the
knew.
know.
He knew.
I was
because
in
he'd
on
be
the
like,
conspiracy.
You were.
I'm just gonna do this last layer. So where I had this like this, and then the two these two sheets like that, I'm gonna do it opposite.
We're gonna even it out.
Right. So now we're going to continue to layer, and when we get done with that, we will be back.
I'm spreading lasagna.
No.
No.
Spreading
Cheese.
cheese.
And I'm doing an amazing job.
And I'm going to use this smaller one for the zoodles. So I'm going to do 1 layer of meat. I'm just going to do 2 layers of zoodles. And this is going to be so good, and it's so good for you. I'm going to do a layer of the zoodles.
Okay.
I'll show you what it looks like. I'm basically just splitting these zoodles in 2, and I'm just doing, it's a pretty good layer.
Good.
That was like the pasta layer. And then I'm gonna gently put that there. With the zoodles not being like the pasta noodles, like it'll be more challenging to spread. We want to be very gentle. Here. Yeah, I don't want it to be called big. Okay.
I'm making it all again.
Esto
not spreading it. You're just pouring it all in one spot.
No, I was pouring it in that spot.
Okay, it's good. That's good. That's good.
That's
like
one spot.
it's like mounding over. So we're gonna put this in the oven at 350 degrees until it's bubbly on the sides, and for about 45 minutes to an hour, depending on how big your lasagna is, how small it is. Usually when it's bubbling on the sides, it's done.
It's bubbling.
Yeah.
It's bubbling.
So we're
it's
gonna put them in our
bubbling.
ovens, and we will get back when it's all finished. Thank you. So we are back. This is the Zoodle lasagna. This is the regular lasagna. So my husband browned the top. So it's a little singed on the sides. It's not really burnt. It's just a little singed. So you'll just do yours for like a little less. We let them sit for a little bit. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just gonna cut them a small piece, then a small piece of the Zoodle.
Oh.
There you go. Was it good? Okay. Now for the lasagna dough. Now the zoodles are not like, it's not like pasta in there. So you're cutting through vegetable.
Yeah,
Take
look
away.
at that cheese. That looks good.
However,
Oh,
however though,
man, that is pretty solid.
yeah, that came out really
That
well.
is so
There you go.
good. Here we go. It's delicious looking. Let's see how it tastes. Mm-hmm.
It was good?
Yeah,
All right.
it's really nice.
So there you have it. Another long day trying to do something simply that turns out more complicated.
Slaving in the kitchen.
Slaving in the kitchen.
All the way through.
All the way
Beginning
through.
to end.
Beginning to end.
First time ever for me.
Yes, well maybe that's why it feels like it's slaving.
That was me. I didn't feel like I slaved.
You didn't feel
No, because I just stood here and watched. I was like,
Maybe that's why I feel like, maybe I feel exhausted then. Okay, well thank you. We will see you next time.
manja, manja. Up.
That's what I'm doing.
If you enjoy these videos, please like it, subscribe to it, and share it.